So I think that week 9 was the best slate of games from Sunday, which were amazing games except for some blowouts. But today I'm going to rank the 10 best teams in the NFL for week 10 based on how they performed over the week and the season. The teams on bye this week were the Browns, Jets, Eagles, and Bucks. So the two worst teams. So two teams won't even be on power rankings. So let's get started, shall we? At number 10, I got the Vikings. The Vikings coming off of a win against the Detroit Lions. The Vikings look really good. JJ McCarthy did shine in his second game of the his NFL career, which I feel like that it could have been a better start to his career. Injured, comes out and wins 2 games. He won against the Bears, and now he won against the Lions, which is 2 career wins for him now on the young season. The Vikings have got a lot to do, though, before their bye week, and a lot to do before, their stars can get a lot healthy. And the Vikings, even though they won 27-24 on Sunday, it's going to be hard to keep the Vikings in it. And the Vikings are such a really good team right now. Kevin O'Connell's such a really good coach. And the Vikings are now at the top 10. Let's go to number 9. At number 9, I got the Chargers. The Chargers did not look good in their game against the Tennessee Titans, a 27-20 victory for the Chargers. But the Chargers finally pulled away in the fourth quarter, winning 27-20. I mean, Justin Herbert didn't look very well. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns and threw for 1. But Justin Herbert in this offense needs to prove something to me that they're a really talented team, so that's why I have them at number 9. Number 8, I got the Lions. The Lions coming off of a loss to the Vikings. Jared Goff looking really well on Sunday against the Vikings defense, but he was pressured a lot. That O-line, Penei Sewell, got poked in the eye, but I feel like that their O-line should do well and be doing well against teams that, have good defenses and that O-lineman can block. But Jared Goff looked good. Jamison Williams looked good. David Montgomery looked good. I mean, the whole offense was clicking, and so was the defense. Aiden Hutchinson got to the quarterback. His own former teammate was J.J. McCarthy, and it was definitely a sight to see for him, and probably awesome to get a sack on him, too. Bet you J.J. wanted that back. At number 7, I got the Steelers. The Steelers coming off of a victory over the best team in football, the Indianapolis Colts, 27-20. Aaron Rodgers looked really good in the performance against the Indianapolis Colts, even though they did the tush push. He just stood back there, hands on his hips, like some of you Star Wars fans should know, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, it's just the Steelers are such a really good team by far, but they need to prove to me that their defense finally stepped up, but they need to prove to me that their defense is that top elite defense, but they were dead last heading into today's game in their pass defense. Their pass defense is not good. They had a rough game against Cincinnati. They had a rough game. They had a rough game 2 weeks in a row, and now you play the Colts, the best team in football, at your stadium, at your place, and then you get a dub like that is just insane. All right, on to the top 6. At number 7, I got the Steelers. The Steelers coming off of a victory over the best team in football, the Indianapolis Colts, 27-20. Aaron Rodgers looked really good in the performance against the Indianapolis Colts, even though they did the tush push. He just stood back there, hands on his hips, like some of you Star Wars fans should know, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, it's just the Steelers are such a really good team by far, but they need to prove to me that their defense finally stepped up, but they need to prove to me that their defense is that top elite defense, but they were dead last heading into today's game in their pass defense. Their pass defense is not good. They had a rough game against Cincinnati. They had a rough game. They had a rough game 2 weeks in a row, and now you play the Colts, the best team in football, at your stadium, at your place, and then you get a dub like that is just insane. All right, on to the top 6. At number 6, I got the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, coming off of a loss to the Buffalo Bills, 28-21. Patrick Mahomes looked really, really well against this Buffalo Bills defense, and guaranteed the Buffalo Bills did lose their star linebacker to an Achilles injury. But Patrick Mahomes looked really good throwing the football. Rashee Rice back for his second game of the season. And Travis Kelce caught a couple touchdown passes from Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick is a quarterback. On 4th and 17, he can air the ball out. On 4th and 17, he aired the ball out so far down the field. It was caught by Rashee Rice inside the 20. But I feel like with Patrick Mahomes on your team and Patrick Mahomes, they're the team looking in now. But they're going to make a deep playoff. If they make the playoffs, they're definitely going to make it back to the Super Bowl. All right, on to the top 5. At number 5, I got the Eagles. The Eagles had a bye week, so they didn't do much. So, number 4, I got the Patriots. The Patriots coming off of a 1-point victory over the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, I mean, they looked good in that performance, but the Younghoe Koo is somewhere smiling right now and saying, maybe should have kept my job. But Drake May looked really well in this game. Just a really outstanding performance by Drake May. He is a sophomore quarterback that is doing really, really well right now with Caleb Williams, and Drake May is just looking really well. But the Patriots are at 4 because of how they're starting to improve that defense and that offense with Stephon Diggs and Drake May. Drake May is a really talented quarterback coming out of North Carolina, but I feel like you need to show me more before I could put you in the top 3. Heading into the top 3, at number 3, I got the Broncos. The Broncos looking really, really well. Only really well in the fourth quarter. The Broncos are a team that won't begin to develop until the fourth quarter of play, which kind of sucks for them. But they're a fourth quarter team, I feel like. And they went down to the wire against the Texans to get the game-winning field goal. Bo Nix looked absolutely incredible in this game, leading his team for the game-winning drive in the final minutes, going down to it. And the Broncos get the win, so they're in the top 3. All right, number 2 is next. At number 2, I got the Colts. The Colts, even though coming off of a loss, they moved back one spot in my power rankings. I didn't do power rankings last week, but they were the number 1 spot a week ago. Heading into this week, it's 7-1. The best offense and the best defense in the NFL. Now you lose the game against the Steelers. Steelers looked really good. Daniel Jones didn't really look well until they actually wanted to score a lot. So Daniel Jones had a really, really bad game this week. And I feel like once they get back to Indy, they'll have better starts. I mean, this is their first game not on turf, and it was their first game really on grass. So that made the difference for them. But anyway, the Colts just looked really bad offensively and really bad defensively. Gave up too many points to the Steelers as well, and gave up too many points, and didn't give up points on the offensive side, which was a problem for the Colts. All right, let's see who the number 1 team is. Your number 1 team in the NFL power rankings, according to my power rankings, is the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, coming off of a win against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, He is now 7-1 in the regular season. But Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is different. Yeah, but the Bills defense looked really well in this game. The Bills look really, really well offensively with Josh Allen, that juggernaut of James Cook and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, the dual threat quarterback who can take off with his legs and keep the ball going and throw the ball down the field with his athletic ability. And James Cook, a good running back too, who can give you tough yards whenever you need them. Third down and 5, give it to Cook and he'll get you those 5 yards that you need. All right, we do have some teams that are at the bottom of the barrel this week. Those are the Jets, Bengals, Commanders, Saints, and Titans. Now, some of these might be controversial, but this is my completely unbiased opinion now. This is my completely unbiased opinion. Now, if I was biased and I based my power rankings on record, then I'll put the Patriots at 1, the Bills at 4, the Colts at 2, the Broncos at 3. So it would be the Patriots, Colts, Broncos if I did it based on record. But I don't do it based on record. I did it based on performance. Buffalo Bills looked really well. The Buffalo Bills, can they stay atop the power rankings for one more week? Let's see if that happens.